Loving him or her is not enough to get married to them. Hi guys, I welcome you all back to Grace Inspired. If this is your first time of coming across this channel, this is Grace Inspired. Yes, loving him or her is not enough for you to get married to that person. Love, they said, is blind. Yes, love is blind. But when you get married, that's your eyes that was blind when you was in courtship or when you was dating him or her. We get open immediately you get married. So that is why I say that loving him or her is not enough for you to get married to them. Yes, love is very, very important in marriage. It's very, very important. In fact, it's almost like 90% important in marriage. But love do fade. So along the line, if that love happens to fade, what do you do then? Are you going to get divorced? Or are you going to remain in that marriage? Because there is no love anymore in that marriage. The love is no longer there. All that you'll be seeing in that marriage is completely hatred, is completely fighting, is completely, different kind of problems. So what is now enough for you to get married to that person? What are the requirements that you need for you to get married to that man, for you to get married to that woman? The one and only requirements that I will recommend to you that is here to get married is to know the mind of God concerning that person that you want to get married to. Yes. Simple and hard. Yes. A lot of people don't want to know the mind of God concerning their spouse. Many people are afraid of knowing what God is saying concerning that man, concerning that woman that they want to get married to. Because what God is saying might not be what they want. God might be telling you that that man that you want to get married to is not the person that I want you to get married to. And that is not what you want. You want God to accept what you want. No, it's not supposed to be that way. The Bible made us to understand that the thought he has towards us are thought of good, not the thought of evil. He said, I know the thought I have for you. It's of good and not the thought of evil. He said that as heaven is high above the earth, so is my plan, so is my thought for you high. You understand? God knows the best for us. God knows the best husband that he wants you to get married to. God knows the best wife that he wants you to get married to. Most of us ended up in a wrong marriage. We ended up with the wrong people. We ended up with the wrong person. Because why? We didn't hear from God. We didn't hear from God. Majority of us just pray like, oh God, I want to know if this is my husband. You didn't wait for the answer. Yes, there is one thing to pray, and there is another thing to receive the revelation, to hear the answer that yes, God has given you go ahead to get married to that person. Yes, God has approved it. Most of us just prayed, but we didn't wait for the confirmation. Just because you have prayed, you thought that God has answered you. You thought that God has given you the revelation. Meanwhile, God has not given you the revelation. You just went ahead and get married to that person, and get married to that woman, and get married to that man. At the end of it all, after the marriage, you started seeing different kind of challenges in the marriage. You started seeing different kind of disaster. What you expected to see in that marriage is not what you are seeing. The man that you got married to changed drastically. The woman that you got married to changed drastically. You will now be asking yourself questions that you never saw this coming. You never knew this. You never knew that. You never knew that he is this kind of man. You never knew that he is this kind of woman. You started blaming yourself unnecessarily. You started putting blames on yourself. My dear, when you make mistake, when you find yourself in that situation, you don't have to start blaming yourself. The mistake has already been done. What is the way forward? What is not the way forward? Yes, the number one way forward is for you to pray for changes. The Bible said that the heart of a king is in the hands of the Lord. It's for you to start praying for changes, for God to turn that woman, for God to turn that man into the person that you want him or her to be. Yes, the Bible said that there is nothing God cannot do. There is one thing for us to commit people into the hands of the Lord, and there is another thing for that person to accept changes. After praying and you later found out that that person is not accepting the changes, for that person to change for good, is changing for the worst, what do you do then? Now you now have to wait to hear from God what he wants you to do. You cannot take decision on your own. Some people will say, I will divorce him. Some people will say, I will divorce her. No, divorce is not the case in this issue. The case in this issue is for you to hear from God again. Because don't end up divorcing and you end up making the same mistake that you made when you got married to someone God didn't want you to get married to. You have to now wait to hear from God what he wants you to do at that particular moment of your life. Because you are at the age of giving up. You are at the age of frustration. You are frustrated. You don't even know your left from your right anymore. You don't even know what to do. You keep on asking yourself different kind of questions. You have to hear from God in this particular situation. Yes, we all in one way or the other has made mistake of our life. But at the middle of that bridge, what do? You need God's direction. You need God to direct you on what to do. Yes, you need God's direction. Don't go and make the mistake that you made before again. Pray and wait to hear from him before you take any step at all. Before you do anything at all, pray and wait to hear from him. Yes, definitely he will answer you. He said that my people has not prayed. That is why I did not answer. Yes, when you pray, make sure that you pray and you make sure that God heard your prayer. Because when he hears your prayer, there is 100% possibilities that God will answer your prayer when he hears you pray, when he hears you call upon him. Don't just pray once and say that you have prayed. No, continue praying. Fervent prayer. Continue praying. The Bible said that we should pray until something happens. You have to pray until something happens. Yes, you have to pray until something happens. Jesus Christ encouraged us to pray. He said we should watch and pray. He said you should pray because the devil, the deceiver of the brethren, the accuser of the brethren are roaring about seeking for who to devour. So you have to pray. Don't pray once and say that you have finished praying. No, you have to continue praying until God directs you on what to do. Yes, that is what you have to do in that particular storm that you are. So my beloved brothers and sisters, I want to say thank you for watching this video. Do stay blessed and I will see you again on my next one. Bye.